Hey everybody, I have a really special video. Not really special in the fact that anything is actually like better about this video, but it's special because of the way that I played. I just for some reason have been playing out of my mind the last like 2 days in Pokemon Go. So I want to share some awesome battles with a Shadow Drapion safe swap, actually running a triple Shadow team. I've been trying to make a triple Shadow team work for a very long time, and this one has been doing absolute wonders for me, getting my rating all the way up to 2339, and hopefully whenever leaderboards drop on the what is it, Pokemon Go player rankings? I forget what it is, but hopefully I can get on the top 500 in leaderboards. But yeah, so getting into these battles, we have Shadow Abomasnow lead against Galarian Stunfisk. Kanto Unova Stunfisk will be an incredible matchup. Galarian Stunfisk, not the best, but you actually win the ones with proper timing. Straight Weather Ball with Shadow, so that's good. I'm going to shield up this Rock Slide. They committed a shield as well. And I'm going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a little bit of extra farm because they are throwing on their alignment. And so I'm going to take out the Stunfisk and win the ones. And now that we got this over farm, it's going to be really, really critical. We're going to be able to get this Weather Ball off. If I didn't over farm to the max, I wouldn't have been able to get that Weather Ball off on Sableye. And we actually got a shield. Actually, this switch into Drapion took a turn for me for some reason. I wasn't switching out of something, I was switching into something, and it still took a turn away from me, so real interesting. Very inconsistent with PvP, but it is what it is. But we get the crunch off. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They throw the return, I shield it up, I get this Aqua Tail off, and they have Jumpluff in the back. This is pretty bad. I throw the crunch here, and really the only win con is debuff. We get the debuff. I'm going to catch. I fail to catch, but they don't overfarm any extra energy, and we kind of luck out here because we're just barely going to reach the crunch. And I'm not sure if this was a CMP tie or not, or if our turns were synced off, but this crunch is going to KO, and we're going to take the match. So got a little fortunate that we get the crunch debuff, but they hard countered me in the back. They had the Jumpluff and I had Swampert, so we're going to take that to the bank. Next game, Altaria lead, G-Fizz safe swap. Couldn't ask for anything else in the top left. I think with the G-Fizz safe swap, you can still get a shield with Earthquake and just take a shield advantage and then come up with Altaria and farm up. And but they don't even worry about it, and we take that game. So next game, looking to be a pretty bad lead. We had Shadow Abomasnow and Drapion, and they switched Sableye pretty late after taking a crunch on their Deoxys. And we're going to get a crunch off on their Sableye, and that's going to drop their defense. And with that, I'm going to go for the Aqua Tail, but we lose the CMP tie, and I shield up a foul play. So a little bit unfortunate, but we can fight back from this for sure. Going to throw this Aqua Tail. They're going to shield it, which is pretty good for me, to be honest. And now, I think they're at another foul play, and I think I live this. No, I don't live this. My Drapion's IVs are not the worst. I was really, really thrown off when I found out that I didn't live that, but on the bright side, it does give my Shadow Abomasnow some farm, and I can fire off a Weather Ball against this Deoxys, and it gets them to 1 HP, and I made a mistake here. I catch on my Swampert, and I just take all that Psycho Boost damage. And I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon here, and they have the Alolan Ninetales in the back, so this is not good at all. They're going to shield this up. And what am I going to do with a Abomasnow against an Alolan Ninetales? And they also have that defense form Deoxys in the back, so we're in a pretty tough spot. I'm going to have to take another Charm here, and at the best, I can tie this game up. This Energy Ball is going to have to get them into 1 Powder Snow range. It gets them deep in the red. We Powder Snow them down, and we're going to Simul KO, but no! The Deoxys doesn't get a move through somehow, and we take that game. Not sure I entirely deserved it, but we'll take that one to the bank. And now we have a very bad lead with the Medicham. We're going to safe switch into Drapion. They're going to stay in. I'm going to throw a Crunch at the CMP tie because my switch didn't take a turn. And they're going to throw the Ice Punch. Either way, I think I could shield this, preserve some health, or take the Ice Punch. They're going to Ice Punch before they switch. And this is actually a really smart move on their end. This player was definitely very experienced because they know that Lickitung on its own isn't going to be beating Drapion in all shield scenarios, but if they get some energy off first, they know that Medicham has a dominant matchup against Abomasnow. But what I'm going to do here is I'm counting their moves. I'm going to shield up a Body Slam. And so now you might think, oh, I'm down a shield, I lost switch, they have Medicham in the back. I'm going to overfarm a bunch of energy. I'm going to throw this Weather Ball right before they get to another move. And it's actually going to kill the Lickitung. I'm going to throw a Weather Ball right away at the Medicham whenever that comes in. I'm going to throw one, and then we have a little bit of lag, which is fine. They'd be getting the move through anyway, so it's not a big deal. And I'm actually going to throw another, and they make a nasty catch onto their Alolan Ninetales. And this is going to be game. There's no coming back. That's going to be a game-winning catch on their end. I definitely wasn't expecting it, but it makes sense now. I was thinking they were either going to stay in with their Medicham, try and get a Ice Punch off at the CMP, you know, anything like that, shield up a Weather Ball, let it go and farm down. There's a ton of ways they could have played that out, but they actually just make a nasty catch. And since their Medicham is loaded in the back and I have no shields, I really have to try and get to 2 Hydros, and there's just no way that's going to happen. I tried to see if I could live that last charm and maybe get the glitch where I throw one more and get the Hydro off before their turn finishes, but it just didn't happen. So it is what it is, and we have some disgusting lag in this game. They've thrown 3 Snarls, and I've only been able to throw 3 Powder Snows, and then their Umbreon just stops being able to tap. So I get a bunch very slowly, catch up on moves. I think I actually get a little bit ahead, and then they finally throw. I try to overfarm 1 Powder Snow and then throw the Energy Ball. It just doesn't let me throw any at all in the first place, so they get a free Snarl through. This game is absolutely whack right now. And I turn my Wi-Fi off and it finally kind of resets. So I throw a Powder Snow, get the Weather Ball off, and at this point, I shield this up. I probably could have lived it, but I'm just going to take the health and farm down. And they come in with Azu. So I'm thinking that they're pretty weak to this thing in the back. Maybe they have a Nidoqueen, maybe they have a Trevenant. And they do have Nidoqueen. So I know that I'm going to live the next Poison Jab to be able to get this Weather Ball off. The Weather Ball grabs his shield. It is a Shadow Nidoqueen. And I'm going to come in Swampert now. They are at what I believe is the Earth Power. So I'm going to shield this up, and it is Earth Power, which is huge. At this point, I'm allowed to overfarm now. I'm going to throw 1 before they get to a Poison Fang. I actually think I would win CMP. So maybe a little bit of a misplay, but now, since they shield the Hydro Cannon, I'm allowed to overfarm, kill the Nidoqueen, and then there's just no lose con at this point. I could try and go for the Sludge Wave and make them throw. I could throw the Hydro Cannon and make them throw. I could switch into Drapion and throw an Aqua Tail, throw a Crunch, literally anything, and this game is over. I'm actually going to let them kill me, and then I'm just going to Poison Sting down with Drapion, and that is a good game. So pretty, I would say favorable alignment, but I just really took a shield deficit to get a bunch of energy for Abomasnow in the back. Shadow Abomasnow up shields is absolutely nasty, so that's why we're going to win that game. And now we have another really bad lead with Obstagoon, and I'm actually going to safe switch into Drapion. And since it actually took a turn, I'm going to throw the Aqua Tail before they get an entire free fast move ahead. They throw their Cross Chop right away. They farm up some energy and they switch into Skarmory. So this is looking pretty bad. Their Obstagoon is pretty close to a Cross Chop. Their Skarmory is going to be able to comfortably tank 2 Crunches. And I don't know why I wasn't coming to a conclusion what the move was called, but now we have a really difficult decision to make because I can't Mudshot down. So I'm going to come in with Abomasnow, take all this super effective damage, shield up a Sky Attack, and get ahead on energy. There are Skarmory Brave Birds, which I think is smart. They're only going to get to one move, and they allow me to get less farm. And I'm assuming their Obstagoon's going to come back in. I'm assuming that this is the team. I've actually seen it quite a lot. It is Obstagoon, Skarmory, and Nidoqueen in the back. So we have favorable alignment, even though it seems like we're getting hard countered. And I'm going to take this Cross Chop, because I know that Shadow Abomasnow is pretty, decently tanky. Not the most, but now I can get this Weather Ball off, draw a shield, but they actually let it go because it's a regular Nidoqueen. And this allows for me to farm all the way down to Swampert. I'm going to shield up a move. They can't get to a Poison Fang and an Earth Power, and they can't get to, well, obviously can't get to 2 Earth Powers if they can't get to a Poison Fang and an Earth Power. So this is just going to be another Poison Fang. I have a ton of energy now, and I come out with 2 Hydro Cannons against the Obstagoon, and they were only 3 counters farmed, so they can't take 2 Hydras. They let the first one go, knowing that the game would be over if they didn't live, and they don't live, and we take that game. So now we finally have a favorable lead. Azumarill, and I'm going to go straight for the Energy Ball because they didn't switch out, and they're going to let it go. So we are in a pretty good spot. The defense drops with the Energy Ball, which I think is only a 10% chance, but we'll take that to the bank. Let this Play Rough go through, and I'm going to throw 4, but they actually switch into Sableye, so I'm just going to throw a Weather Ball off, and then I'm going to come into my Drapion, and this actually gets a shield, which is awesome. I'm really glad that they shield that, because now I'm up a shield, and I can just comfortably shield, even if it's a foul play. I'm going to very, very, very comfortably outpace them to 2 moves, so we're in a really good spot now. I'm going to shield up this move. It is a foul play because they were inclined to bait me, but I really just can't risk them returning me. And I know this is just a foul play, so we're going to take that to the face, and I throw at the CMP to hide the Aqua Tail, which I think is maybe a mistake if they decide to shield. They don't, so it ends up being for the better. But this is where danger is. They have an Altaria in the back. I switch, and I don't farm up enough energy here. I make a little bit of a misplay. I throw this Weather Ball. They let it go, and am I going to be able to get to a Weather Ball against the Altaria? Yes, we are! And this is now looking incredible. That Powder Snow damage is going to put them in Sludge Wave range. I don't think they're going to be able to outpace me to 2 Sky Attacks, and they concede the match. Really, really lucky getting to that Weather Ball on 1 HP. We absolutely lose that game if we don't get there, so really, really fortunate that we were able to get there. Shadow Abomasnow IVs do matter, and we take that game. Another favorable lead. We have Trevenant into our Shadow Abomasnow, and they switch into Nidoqueen. We come right away into the Swampert, and there's just not a whole lot they can do. They shield up the Hydro, which is really interesting to me, and they go for the Earth Power. So this is just so good for me. I'm going to be able to farm up extra. I know this is just a Poison Fang because they Earth Powered me. I'm going to live this. I'm going to farm up to 100 energy. I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon, and then whenever they come back in with Trevenant, I have a Sludge Wave basically loaded. And we're just in such a good spot here. So Trevenant comes back in. I throw the Sludge Wave. They're going to get a little bit of farm, but they're just taking all this damage. And I have switch advantage. I don't have shields because I shield up the Earth Power properly. And now they have Umbreon in the back. So this is just, I'd say hard. Yeah, it's hard counter city. Population U, as Oxford U would say. Because yeah, we have Abomasnow into the Trevenant, amazing lead for me. They switch into Nidoqueen. I have Swampert. And then Umbreon doesn't fare too well against Drapion, even though with the Last Resort and Drapion having the Aqua Tail, it's not too bad of a matchup. So maybe they should have safe swapped Umbreon instead of Nidoqueen, but I think either way, it's still a pretty favorable alignment. At this point, there's really nothing I can do to lose. So I'm just going to stand with Abomasnow. I actually try and catch a move onto my Drapion. But they switch at the same time. I can tank anything. And now I'm just going to Poison Sting down, get to nearly 2 Aqua Tails. They don't even have a shield. So I can take this foul play because they haven't farmed up to the Last Resort. And now we can go for the Aqua Tail. And this is going to take them out. So they probably have Psychic there, I would think. Especially with being a shiny. And so that's good for me. We can take that game. And on to the next match. They have Mew in the lead. Usually these run Wild Charge and Surf. So they throw it 6, which this can't be a Flame Charge. So I'm actually just going to let it go. And it's a Psyshock, which is interesting. And they have a Medicham in the back. This is dangerous. I'm going to throw this Weather Ball. And I'm actually going to switch into Swampert because Mew has a pretty bad matchup against Drapion. And I think at this health range, a Hydro Cannon would kill. So I farm up to 99 energy. I throw my Hydro Cannon. And since they have double Psychic, I'm curious to see what they have in the back. And they actually have a Wall Rain, so this is so bad for me. This is actually pretty bad for my entire team. But with Wall Rain being in the meta less, it's not too big of a threat. Just because nobody's really using it anymore because the second Icicle Spear takes 5 Powder Snows. I bait them with the Sludge Wave, I think I baited them. So I'm actually going to go for it here. They're going to shield this, and at this point this game is over. I can outpace them to 1 crunch, but they're going to get to the second move with ease, and they can overfarm a little bit. And they're just going to have so much health anyway because it is a regular Wall Rain, not the Shadow. So they do throw an Earthquake right before I get to my Aqua Tail. So very smart thinking by them. And now there's not much I can do, to be honest. So I'm going to come into Swampert. They could have just farmed me down, but they actually come into their Mew. And with the turns being desynced, I actually get to this Hydro, which is crazy. And I make this game way closer than it needed to be. I get the farm down, live the Shadow Claw, but then this is a double resisted Weather Ball, and it's just not going to kill a Wall Rain. Even though the Wall Rain is already in the red, it just does like maybe 10% damage, and so we're not going to be taking that game. So unfortunate, but we have a positive lead in the next match. And they switch right away into their Sableye, and so I'm going to come in with Drapion. This is the beauty of having Drapion as a safe swap rather than Sableye, is that you resist all of the Shadow Claws and the Foul Play. So they let the Crunch go. I'm actually going to go down a shield here because having the Abomasnow against the Azu is really, really good. And let's see what they do here. They're going to shield Aqua Tail, which is good. And I actually make a huge mistake. I should have thrown the Aqua Tail right away, but I overfarm and they get to a move and it ends up being a foul play anyway. So kind of a misplay. Now they have shield advantage. So I'm going to have to switch here because I don't want my Drapion getting farmed down by anything. And they have Skarmory in the back. So, with it being Skarmory, Shadow Swampert is actually tanky enough to take a move. And I can dish out 2 Hydro Cannons here, which will probably force a shield. I know their Azu doesn't want to be aligned against the Abomasnow, so if they can keep their Skarmory alive, they want to. But we're going to get the move off. And I've been counting, I think they're close to a Sky Attack, but I don't know if they're there yet. So I'm going to come into Drapion here because I want to align my Azu on the... or I want to align my Abomasnow on the Azu. They are... I get there 1 turn before they do, so I'm just going to throw the Crunch. They don't catch, and at this point we have the alignment. Even if they take my Abomasnow out in 2 moves, I'm going to get an Energy Ball off anyway, and then they're going to be Energy Dry against my Drapion that's still in the yellow, so there's no lose con here. We're going to be able to take this game as well. And I think this is the last battle of the set. I'm not entirely sure if there's one more, but I think this is it. So we're going to take out the Azu with an Energy Ball, and that is going to be game. So that's my 80th win in the GBL. And yeah, so another 4-1. We go 8-1 in the video. And it gets me up to 2339 rating. I wonder if it's good enough for leaderboards. I know that... is it Though Tactical and Rise just both hit Veteran, and they're both like top players in the world, so only being 160 points behind them is not too bad, so I'll take it. I'm going to try and push for leaderboards whenever the Go Battle League player ratings actually updates from the last season. So stay tuned for a video there. It'd be the first time that I ever hit leaderboards, so I'm definitely going to push for it. But thank you guys for watching this video, and good luck in your battles. Peace.